bordering the Te Atiawa area, or flanking the Te Atiawa area, are two tribes. To our north, Ngāti Raukawa, and to our south, Ngāti Tuarangatira. And both those tribes descend from this ancestor whose name was Hoturoa. Though the majority of the descendants of Hoturoa in the wider Waikato area, we acknowledge the neighbouring tribes by having Hoturoa on our house. To Hoturoa's, to my right, is an ancestor called Tara. Now Tara once resided in this area, as well as Rangitani. These two ancestors were descended from Whātonga, who was the big chief at the time. Whātonga knew his time of death was coming, and he knew that there could be disputes over the land, who would get the rule of the land once he passed. So he used the southern point of Kapiti Island right across to the east coast to form a boundary between Tara and Rangitani, and he instructed them not to cross that boundary. So the name of the island was then called Te Waiwai Kapiti Atararau ko Rangitani, and Tara was to remain on the southern side, and Rangitani was to remain on the northern side. Te whanganui Tara became the ancestor of the wider Wellington area, and Te Whanganui Tara, the big bay of Tara, is named after him. Rangitani is most well known today for being the eponymous ancestor of the Ngāti Rangitani tribe, which is around the wider Palmerston area and also through to the east coast. As I mentioned before, this is Rongo Ueroa, who was the mother of Awanuiarangi, Awanuiarangi being the ancestor of Te Atiawa, which is the tribe here. Over here is an ancestor called Wirumukingi Te Rangitake. He was one of the leaders of the tribes that led some migrations from Taranaki through to here roughly 200 years ago. He stayed here for a while and became a very well-known chief before returning to Taranaki, and he was also renowned in Taranaki for playing a big part in disputing the loss of land that was happening up there. On either side of the door is Te Whānau Titi. These are all winds, and their function is to ward off evil spirits from going into the house.